A lot of people come to my DMs, right? And they ask me, Lolo, how do I know when I meet the right person? How do I know that I have finally gotten to meet the person that is meant to be my partner for life? Now, if I'm being very honest with you, there is no exact way to really answer this question because this is something that a lot of you would not like to hear, but the choice is actually yours. God wants you to choose. He respects your choice when it has to do with marriage. So you have to, try your best to pick the best person for you. So I can afford to share with you some of the things that I looked out for when I was trying to agree for a life partner. And this is going to be 11 years. This year would make it 11 years of me being with my husband. And so far, it has been a beautiful journey. And I think I made the right choice. So if you would want to tap from my own pattern, I would love to share with you. So number one, the very first thing that I looked out for was what kind of life, what kind of daily marital life do I want for myself? And what I looked out for when I had this question in mind was the mindset of this person that I was going to be marrying, his attitude, his character, and how he usually behaves, especially when he's not happy, when like in situations where you ought to be unhappy, where maybe plans fell through or you are angry, how do you treat me? So I had to look out for these things. And then I had to also check, still on this basis, I had to check, how do you treat the people that you cannot gain anything from? Are you a kind person? So for this particular part, see, my husband took A1 in that regard, because if you know my husband, if you've had a personal encounter with him, you will know that he's a very kind and empathetic person. And also, he is just an amazing being. Like generally, when it has to do with treating people nicely, he's extremely really nice. So when you find someone that is very nice to strangers, that is kind to people that they can get little to nothing from, how do you now expect this person to be in their homes? Do you understand? And then I also watched how he treated people that have hurt him so badly, people that he should cut off, that he should hate. He still blessed them with love. So I already knew that forgiveness was not going to be an issue in my home. I knew that my husband is someone that would always treat me with love and respect. So that was number one. The second thing I looked out for was, can he protect me? And now in this, when I talk about protection, I am talking about family pressure, because in Africa, in Nigeria, if you know, you know, they always say when you marry a man, you marry his family. Now, was I going to be, clinging onto a man that could not stand as a man, could not defend me, if need be, from his family, if need be? And was I marrying a man that had a mind of his own? Because we have a lot of men nowadays that are mommy's boys. You guys can agree, you guys can have a discussion, you talk about it, and before you know, they've gone to have a meeting with their family members and they're changing. I needed to understand his mindset towards marriage. So I had to ask certain questions. How do you perceive marriage? I asked him, I'm like, okay, when you're getting married now, this family you're forming and the family you're coming from, which one is priority? Which one is on the top of your list? And his answers gave me the reassurance I needed that, okay, if we get married, he knows where he stands. He's thinking in the exact way that Christ taught men to be, taught husbands to be. And that gave me confidence to continue to accept his advances. Number 3, I had to be very sure of how he perceives women. Now, I had to check my husband's heart and see how he understands the role of women. Do you understand? I needed to see how, because I had conversations with guys. I had grown up. I was living in the face where I face you, with my parents when we were growing up. So I have seen men talk. I have seen people discuss. So I had a little knowledge, or I had a good knowledge of how people saw women, of how they tried to relegate women to, just the kitchen, So I was very particular about how my husband sees women. How do you see women? Can a woman walk? Can she do certain things? Do you think a woman has the right to express herself? So these things were the things I always look out for. And also when we have like trendy topics that involves maybe domestic violence or separation of some sort, and I'm like, okay, what do you think? I saw his standpoint. I think in some situations he was like, the woman has every right to walk away because that did not serve her. So I'm like, okay, fine. And mind you, some of you would say, oh, he would say those things to just, my dear, these are conversations that you can also eavesdrop when he's having it with his friends, his brothers, even online, the kind of comments that this your partner to be would be dropping. They are pointers. If you check carefully, you would see, most of you see, but you would decide to turn a blind eye. You decide to turn a blind eye. Lastly, I asked myself, now that I have known this man and I have seen him for who he is, can I live with his weaknesses? And then, apart from living with his weaknesses, am I equipped to complement his weaknesses? Because let me tell you, that is another part where you actually really know if the person that you are trying to get involved with is supposed to be in your life. God has arranged it in such a way that when you meet your partner, both of you would lack in certain areas where the other person can cover up for. That's how amazing God can be. And let me tell you the truth, my husband, gosh, his weaknesses are actually very annoying, but funny enough, those are the places where I'm actually really strong. And now my own weaknesses are the places where he's actually really strong. So at the end of the day, I noticed that even up till now, we help ourselves in these areas. We push ourselves, we try to cover, we try to protect. I have to do a lot of protecting on my husband's part. I have to protect him a lot from a lot of things because he does not know how to be private. My husband, when he feels like everybody's like him that has no hidden agenda. If you come now, he wants to take you into the room. Oh, come inside. Oh, he's free, so free with a free heart. He can give you his drink to hold. I'm the one that would say, oh, sorry, please, you can't come upstairs. Please wait downstairs for him. I'm the one that would say, as he's getting up, I'll carry his drink and cover. I don't know. I'm just giving you instances for you to understand the kind of person that he is and the kind of person that I am. If you come to the house, my husband has just, maybe let's just say in the whole of our life now, we have just 200,000. And you come to this house and you say that you have a problem that you are almost dying of and that you need 180,000. My husband would be willing to give you that money. I'm the one that will hold his hand and say, darling, you will not give the 180,000 because you have only 200,000. Please give the person 50,000. God will provide for them. Or give them 100,000. You cannot leave us stranded. We have children. No, I am the one that, I'm sorry, tomorrow there you gonna say, Lolo is, that means when I ask empty for money, you're the one that used to block. Now you sabi when you reach your turn, allow me your husband keep your house empty. But I hope you're trying to understand what I'm trying to tell you. So in marriage, when you're going into marriage looking for only butterflies in your tummy, love, my darling, you will crash so hard. You have to be very critical and very intentional because this is where you're going to be spending the rest of your life by God's grace. You don't want to walk foolishly. So if you feel like this has made sense to you, I'd like for you to, let me know in the comment section and then please share. You know how we do it over here. When something has been impactful for you and insightful, you want to share because you want it to move. The way it touched you is the way it's going to touch your neighbor. So share and thank you.